Wow, would you look at that? An actual horror game, at least according to GameStop, making its way onto my very pretentious list of video games that make it hard to shower without somebody sitting on the toilet to keep me company. Shellshock 2 Blood Trails for the Xbox 360. Now, before I say anything else, let me say this. As you may or may not already know, this game is far from perfect. Very far from perfect. In fact, some may even have described it as... However, there is a little something about it that feels right classifying this one with the rest of the titles on this list.
Holy fuck.
Well, namely the fact that I find it to have a shockingly decent representation of genuinely scary zombies in a video game that I think we can all agree was not very scary to begin with. Now, naturally, only after sitting through several loading screens that have done a good job convincing me that this guy is the coolest kid in middle school, it only takes about half the whole game to actually get to the zombie part. I guess it tries to reel you in with the whole, look kids, it's Call of Duty, before you see what the game has actually been trying to show you. Anyways, when you finally do make it to that point, the zombie part is shockingly intense, with the ominous atmosphere looming around you, zombies menacingly approaching you, unflinching as you aim the last of your munitions into their torso. And sure, it's been hinting at something like this for the whole game now, but goddamn, I was starting to lose hope that there really were any zombies in this show. So when you finally do embark on this marrow-churning adventure, your first encounter with the undead is in a much darker and gloomier atmosphere than I've seen in other games of similar concept. Now, whether it was intentionally designed this way, or if they just ran out of time before they could finish coloring the rest of the game is beyond me. So through the first level, unless you count the first half of the game as the first level, you find yourself wandering through a haunted house that has spared no expense in its quantity of living dead. I mean, oh my god, it's like a whole city died in here. So now you're alone. Stuck in this spooky house where you're supposedly gonna meet up with some friends or something for whatever reason, slowly making your way through the dark, ominous, bloodstained halls, while listening to the ambient screams of the not-alive people while they shuffle, or sprint, just depends on the mood I guess, towards you, ready to fucking tenderize you to death prior to consuming your entrails. And it only gets better when you end up being completely surrounded by them because, yes, they are much harder to kill than you run-of-the-mill common infected in a certain other franchise that may or may not have zombies as the main enemy. Also, just something to consider, the zombies take a shitload of bullets to kill unless you aim for the head, and ammo is only scarce when you don't want it to be. So if for whatever reason you run out of your precious munitions, then you just have to reason with them. And sure, that's all fun and games, running around the haunted house and then eventually trenches and then jungles, being mercilessly tormented by resurrected corpses who have a serious bone to pick with you while you try to understand what the hell is going on. But there's like a new element being added in every cutscene, so who cares? And look at that, another zombie. Why is it wearing a mask? Why is it carrying 2 machetes? Why are headshots not working? Why are all the main characters dead? Why can you only carry 90 rounds when the magazine holds 100? Why am I still playing this game?